Good day, everyone, and welcome to Obidient Family TV. The program is Hope Alive. Yes, there is hope, and the new Nigeria is possible. Now, good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending your time zone. Once again, today we are here to have discussion on the things happening in Nigeria, and our attention should, of course, be dwelling in Edo State right now. But we know that there are trending news in Nigeria about Yahaya Bello, the white lion of Kogi State. In a recent statement, Yahaya Bello's media office yesterday accused operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission of laying siege to the Kogi Governor's Lodge in Abuja on yesterday night, attempting to forcefully arrest the former governor of Kogi State. These allegations follows a statement from Bello's office earlier in the day, asserting that he had honored the EFCC invitation to appear, and then the EFCC, however, quickly denied the claim of having Bello in custody, emphasizing that he remained a wanted individual. Now, Bello's team clarified that during this visit to the EFCC, he was not interrogated any at all. Instead, they claimed he was asked to leave the EFCC's office and return at a later time. Shortly after, the media office reported that EFCC agents, the operatives, were shooting sporadically around the Kogi government facility in a Sokoro area of Abuja. According to these reports coming in, they stated, and in quote, "We want to make it clear that the EFCC should be held accountable if anything happens to Yahaya Bello. They express concern over the situation and ask for accountability from the EFCC." Now, this is the major trending news across Nigeria of the man they call the White Lion, who has been evading arrest from the EFCC. Having gone to the office of the EFCC and the EFCC did not arrest him. We'll be having discussions as Nigerians are reacting to this very particular development, and of course we'll be having commentaries that will be coming on. But before we get into the discussion of what transpired, why the shooting, why did the EFCC leave him to leave their office and all of that, let's first get to the Edo State, because Obidient wish to know what is happening in Edo State at this very hour before we enter into the issue of EFCC versus Yahaya Bello. So we want to first of all thank and appreciate all Obedience who joined that very mega rally of yesterday in Edo State. We thank everybody who made that possible. For some people who were not there but made that possible, we want to twirl you, want to say thank you so much for always being there for all of us. We are all in one family. The Obidient family is one, and there is no division. We heard it so much, we streamed it live, and we really appreciate you guys moving forward. But before we go on, let's not fail to also appreciate the team in of Olumide Akpata and Kadiri as they move towards this very direction. Let's take a quick jab from them.
Party candidate in the Edo-Guba elections, Olumide Osaibovo Akpata, has visited riverine communities in Ovia Northeast and Ovia Southwest local government areas, which are predominantly populated by the Ijaw-speaking people. Some of the communities visited include Gelegele, Enekoraga, Ofunama, and Ajakuruma. At each stop, the LP candidate promised to put an end to what he described as a criminal neglect of the people of these areas by both the PDP and APC, who have governed the state in the last 25 years. Specifically, he promised to reconnect the communities to mainland Edo State by ensuring that the roads from Ofunama to Udo and from Gelegele to Ekewan in Benin City are immediately rehabilitated. He also promised to run an all-inclusive government that will feature members of these communities at cabinet level. Choose your time.
I beg you, this Saturday make every Edo citizen take reason for the matter of Obidient movement. Now we carry the matter for head for Edo State. Now we be the headquarters of Obidient movement for all over the world. So I beg, make we not miss this chance again. Oh, make sure for this Saturday you hold your PVC for hand to push all the people when they do us bad for all these years. Barrister Olumide or Saibovo Akpata, now him be the man we go carry Edo State, come turn and to Dubai. We dey cry for change. Now Barrister Olumide Akpata, our guy. Now he go build better school. If we sick hospital and health center go boku, road go just there like oversea. Make we show say we know waiting better for us with our PVC this Saturday. Now Olumide Akpata, now he get poor people and common man for mind. Vote Labour Party, the party when get papa, mama and pikin sign. Vote Barrister Olumide Akpata. Make we vote with sense. So Labour Party forward ever.
We can see Olumide Akpata has gone through all the areas in Edo State to make sure that the people are actually know about what is going to go on Saturday, and I believe that is it. So we thank you so much. Let me first get our own people on this Edo to talk about it, and then we can now proceed to the major discussion on the EFCC's failure to arrest Yahaya Bello, who is wanted by them. Let's start quickly with our own Lord K, whom I believe is, so much in love, not just with the Edo people or the campaign team and with what happened yesterday. So, Lord K, welcome to Obidient Family TV today, as always. I want you first to, thank our people for what happened yesterday. Obviously, I know you guys are the pioneers of this very Olumide's campaign. I believe that you people have done so much work that, of course, victory is sure. But then again, we are hearing stories about deployment of our chief of defense staff. All the Nigerian army has been moved from Sambisa Forest to Edo State. What's your take on that? And of course, the lingering issue that is going across the media.
Yes, good afternoon, fellow Nigerians, Obedience around the world, and Edolites. Obedience, the civil Edo Obedience. I greet you all and everyone in the studio as well. So, yesterday was a victory parade, was a mega victory parade for Olumide Akpata Labour Party. And Edo people, they did not disappoint. They were there in a mass. They were there in their numbers, which is the home of the Obedience. Personally, I want to say a very big thank you to every one of them. Every one of them. Those that attended and those that could not attend, that wanted to be there. Thank you and thank you. But now is the time. Now is the time. We've got less than 48 hours to the elections now. Now is the time for your PVCs to talk for you. Your PVCs to make that statement. Now is the time for you to slap Olumide Akpata, slap him upside down, in, out with your PVC. Beat him up with your PVC. He wants to receive all the beating. So, gentlemen and ladies, let's go and do it for him. Let's go and do it for him. This is for our state. This is for our own homeland. We have the power. Gone are those days where they come and then they use their strategies, or they use their rapper rice or data to bribe people. That's not going to work anymore. And they know it's not working anymore. So what they are doing now is they have now deployed. They've deployed, in fact, army from Niger, army from, name them, to come into Edo State. Regardless of those they've sold uniform for, that was going to pretend to be army. Gentlemen and ladies, the 21st of Saturday. Don't worry about the army. Don't worry about the army. They are not there to scare you or to beat you up. Yeah, Mr. Kanu, are you saying something?
Yes, okay, I wanted to bring your attention. Don't you think that
fulfillment of the promise made by Chief Bola Tinubu, who happens to be the commander and the in-chief of the Armed Forces Federal Republic of Nigeria, because the chief of defense staff was very clear today when he was announcing that he was deployed by Mr. President to go to Edo State and make sure that the election is peaceful. But we know that army is not a peacekeeper, rather army fights wars.
I mean, the presence of the army, that's what I was dealing with right there. The presence of the army on ground in Edo State, we should not be intimidated by that. We should not be intimidated, because at the end of the day, the army is not going to touch anybody. They will not fight you. They will not shoot you if you don't go out for trouble. If you go there, you cast your vote and stand around to secure your vote. You are not there fighting or snatching or running away with ballot boxes or preventing others from coming to vote. The army is not going to touch you. They are there for peacekeeping. But then, in within the army there, we know, yes, there are some that will be there carrying out a different mission, which of course, their president has actually told them that he was going to deliver Edo State to APC. But then, if you are there in your orderly manner, as you have been during the Obidient movement, you are there standing your ground, that nothing illegal, nothing stupid, nothing unusual will happen in this polling station. The army will not touch you. The army cannot do you anything. Follow them until they go to the collation center and it is reported. Make sure you have snaps. Use your phone. Use your phone. Take pictures. Use your phone. Record. Don't let anybody intimidate you not to use your phone in the area. No, they have no right to tell you that. Record whatever you see and make sure you post it to the Obidient platform. Gentlemen and ladies, Saturday is the time. Saturday is the day that we have to change Nigeria. We have to start changing Nigeria. Nobody will intimidate you. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, let's quickly get into the discussion away from Edo State. We'll be coming shortly back when we discuss with Mr. Bassi. Now, let's get the discussion on the reaction of Nigerians on this issue of the drama and the controversy. And if you call it a Nollywood movie of Yahaya Bello. And with me also, I'll be bringing in Mr. Kini to have discussion on this. Mr. Kini, we saw the drama, we saw the controversy, we saw the Nollywood film, part 1, I be part 6 myself, the siege that happened yesterday about Yahaya Bello's visit to the EFCC's office. It seems like the white lion is getting excited. We have one person here who says that I'm excited to enjoy money, nothing will happen to me. We get Niger, that is Mark Ali. Then we get another person, another tweet from another Nigerians who are reacting. That is one Emmanuel. He said, all of you can see how stupid and incompetent the leadership of EFCC is right now. He said, this can only happen in a failed nation. Someone walks into your office voluntarily. He left without you morons holding him, only for idiots to pick up arms and go after him like idiots like you are all. I need to stop here because I know we have lots and lots of reactions on that issue happening that happened yesterday. So this man, Mr. Kini, who is the chairman of EFCC, said if he failed to bring Yahaya Bello to justice, that he is going to resign. Did you see him resigning of the incident that happened yesterday? Because he saw Yahaya Bello. He felt about Yahaya Bello. He was right there, not just in his face, but probably drank tea and ate with him. He still allowed him to go. Do you think he should still remain in office as of today?
Good day, Mr. Kanu. Thanks for having me. And my brother, Lord K, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Good day, Obidient and viewers across the world. Before I get into Yahaya Bello's issues, I want to lend my voice in congratulating all the Obedients and Edolites who made that what happened yesterday possible. I also want to encourage them to stay vigilant as we enter the we go towards the election on Saturday, and they should not allow anybody to intimidate them. Everybody should stand their ground because this is an election that is going to define the Edo people and Edo State in particular. Having said that, the of Yahaya Bello, I've always said that Nigeria is a theater of comedy, and we see this happening every now and then. And I can't imagine how one individual can hold almost an entire nation to ransom. That's what has happened. That EFCC have suddenly become a toothless bulldog that barks and cannot do anything. This is the same EFCC that was declaring, went as far as getting court order to declare Yahaya Bello wanted. And then the man yesterday suddenly walked majestically into your office at the platter, and you let him go. Just after he has left your office, you start launching a manhunt after him. Doesn't that look, if you don't call this comedy, what do you call it? So it's sad that this is how these people have reduced Nigerians to, because all of this is just a clear, let me say that what has happened yesterday has further emboldened other governors who are going to toe the same line, that if Yahaya Bello have done this, so we can as well do it as well. We can as well loot. And then after our tenure, then we also go the way of Yahaya Bello. So he has set precedent by what has happened yesterday or throughout the entire debacle of this is issue between him and EFCC. It's unfortunate. And the man who made so much noise that if he cannot bring him to justice, he will resign. He should rather bury his head in shame, because I couldn't believe my eye. When I heard this news yesterday, I still could not comprehend it. I find it difficult to believe it. I thought it was one of those propaganda by the media until late last night when I started seeing the pictures. I said, wow, this is true. And this is where we are as a nation, that a former governor who finished his tenure is being investigated, and the man he became a fugitive, and then suddenly he's holding the entire EFCC to ransom, the entire DSS to ransom, the entire security apparatus to ransom. And this is the same people who are claiming they are giving good governance to Nigerians. It is shocking that we have we have degenerated. We've come so low to this level. And this is why the international community are making mockery, are ridiculing us. They are not taking us serious, because when they watch some of these videos, they can't comprehend. They find it difficult to understand the kind of nation we are. So a man who has looted the treasury, and you cannot bring him to book, he walked into your office and then walked out. You can imagine what has happened yesterday. Tie it back to what FBI. imagine a suspect or somebody being investigated now walking into FBI and then he will now walk out. And so it's sad. So when they now begin to do some of these things, they make it look as if we don't have intelligent people in the country. So the chairman of EFCC should be ashamed of himself. He should be ashamed of his actions yesterday. Now, the man has left. You are now looking for him, going after. So, which was the best place to arrest Yahaya Bello? Was it not in your office? And then you now let him go. So it shows that we are not serious. We are not. The issue of fighting corruption is just one of those a cliche that we just want to make it, make people believe that we are doing things and yet we are not doing. Talk too much of it and then. So it's unfortunate and.
Yes, he laid a kind of Gestapo-like attack on the Kogi former governor and the facility in Sokoro's part of Abuja. Well, before we get Lord K's take on this, let's also take the reaction of Adiola. Adiola also yesterday posted on her YouTube page, giving her own reaction because she had earlier spoken extensively about the white lion, which is Yahaya Bello. She has spoken so much on her page, and of course, for those who wish to know the things that she has spoken about Yahaya Bello, the critics and the undoes of the EFCC could actually also visit her page for that. So credit to her on this one, but let's give this to our audience also to get her own reactions, as most Nigerians are reacting. Let's take Adiola's reaction.
EFCC, you dey whine us. I mean, what kind of play is this? What do you mean by Yahaya Bello is not in your custody? Somebody woke up this morning, released a press statement that he's on his way to your office to honor your invitation. And then we also saw pictures of him at your premises. But you now said that he's not in your custody. Is it a child's play? We saw his pictures. He was accompanied by the current governor of Kogi State. His director of media said that he came to your office, you did not interrogate him, and that you told him to go back home. Who is lying? Is it true that you told him to go back home because you were not expecting him and the chairman of EFCC was not around? We're also seeing another report that you've been planning a big arrest. You wanted to film it and make it dramatic for us to see you in action. So you told him to go back home so that you can now execute your grand plan. And you have the liver on top of that to announce to us that he's not in your custody, but he's still wanted. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Because what I'm seeing is starting to become a seesaw. Somebody that you've declared wanted since April, not be so, allegedly came to you, but you turned him back and said that he's still wanted. Pastor, EFCC chairman, my father, you need to come out and say something. Enough of all these statements. There is confusion in the land. People are confused. We are confused. What kind of angle is the degree of the photosynthesis of the peripheral level of this equation gone? Then is insulting. You are insulting our intelligence. Did he get to your office or not? That is where you start. You need to shalaye. If not, I just have to believe that he has charmed. He charmed you. You saw him and then you did not see him. And then you did not see him. Jokes aside, we need to know, did he make it to your office or not? Or did he release that statement just to play games with our minds that he was coming to your office? Did you tell him to go home or not? Because if he were to be a regular person like the rest of us, you will not think twice before arresting him. What kind of nonsensical drama is this one that you are using us to play child's play? He's the man above the law. Is he above the law? Can you imagine? What an insult to our intelligence. Nigeria will never cease to amaze me.
Comical Adiola, credits to her. And of course, she had done several videos on Yahaya Bello and EFCC saga for a long time. But let's get our reaction also from our own Lord K. Lord K, you've heard about what happened, the Nollywood film, if you call it that, if you also call it Gestapo kind of movement in the case of EFCC. What is your thoughts on the issue of EFCC having Yahaya Bello in their office, in their custody, whom they have desperately spent so much Nigerian money going to court, as Mr. Bassi earlier spoke, and finally he freely on his own, even while he was going to EFCC, he actually sent a message that he was on his way to EFCC's office. And after going there, they allowed him to leave, rather to go shooting, using their guns that Nigerian people paid for, the bullets Nigerian people paid for, to be shooting in the where he is. What do you think about that? Don't you think, like I asked Mr. Bassi, whether this EFCC's chairman, who calls himself a pastor, should have resigned, not of this morning, but as at last night?
Okay. Remind you of something this Yahaya Bello was saying when he was. You remember Yahaya Bello's slogan was "I know too much," and he said it with a lot of emphasis. I know too much. Have you forgotten that? So this man, like we have always now found out, he actually knows a lot. He knows how to beat the system, and not just beat the system physically. He has one of these voodoo men that is actually working for him. And actually, I'm going to phone him so that he tell me the native doctor that is working for him. The native doctor that was able to send Yahaya Bello to EFCC office wearing white and white. The man reached there. The man reached EFCC office. EFCC refused to see him. They were looking at him, but they could not see him. Now I believe that there's that thing they say, the more you look, the less you see. Yahaya Bello was at the EFCC office in white and white, smiling. But these people, nobody attended to him. They said they don't have time for him, all these kind of things. Which kind of native doctor, which kind of juju this man do? Which kind of juju the man take go there? That's what I want to know. Because we want to patronize that man as well too, so that we can do something in Nigeria as a whole. So, I mean, how can somebody walk into your office and then you are not opportune to arrest or detain him?
The EFCC said due to political pressure. So, like you said, political pressure. What do you understand by the meaning of political pressure for somebody who calls himself a pastor and a chairman of the EFCC?
Political pressure is more of voodoo Kali pressure. It's voodoo. That is what it's all about. Nothing like political pressure. Because if it were to be political pressure, you will not tell me somebody that has defrauded a state of about 80.2 billion naira. You tell me it's political pressure, and then you are running after Yahoo boys that have taken maybe 5,000, 10,000, 15,000. You are running after them, arresting them. What kind of political pressure are you talking about?
Yeah, okay. Somebody also has a reservation on this. He said probably the EFCC has already mapped out hundreds of millions of naira that they may have.
They want to claim. Yes, they want to claim.
They want to claim on for using it to facilitate his arrest.
Exactly.
So if they should just take him in there, it means that very money may be refunded according to the reports coming in.
Yeah. Absolutely. They have to go and waste some bullets, because each bullet they shoot, I mean, it has to be accounted for as being used for the purpose. And they have used that money already. People have taken that money out of the system already. So they have to go and do something. to prove that, oh, they went after him, they shot some guns, they shot some bullets, and all these kind of things. That is what the play was about.
Are not
leave him alone, and of course remove him from their wanted list, because a wanted man may not necessarily who comes to your office, as you said, is wanted, and you let him go, does not suggest really that you want him. And the courts that are actually handling this matter should also take into cognizance the fact that Yahaya Bello did go to that very office, albeit EFCC's negligence in arresting him. So, yeah.
I mean, it's something that is going to be a precedent to a lot of governors that will be leaving position right now. Taking, for example, the one from Edo State that will be leaving very soon. He knows what he has done in that state. He knows the fraud that has been committed in that state. So it will not surprise me if Obaseki now takes the same path as Yahaya Bello, because he wants to put his own deputy or whatever there now to cover his tracks. So that is where everything about Aswan Ighodalo and the PDP in Edo State, that is where they all gone wrong. So now, if nothing is done about Yahaya Bello from EFCC, trust me, by November, December, Obaseki of Edo State will follow the same path. Just watch it.
Well, I think this very issue
and obviously we have been saying in the past that Yahaya Bello has reduced EFCC to nothing, but right now it's not just about reducing them to nothing. What Yahaya Bello has done so far is show that EFCC is incompetent both in the people they declare wanted and also in prosecuting their cases. And that's why we have not seen any Nigerian that EFCC has, Nigerian politician that EFCC has jailed. And really, I'm really disappointed personally on the chairman of EFCC for this singular act. Because even if the governor Ododo went with him and there was pressure, they could have simply told them that the law must be done, because this is how the law should take its place. But of course, we know that Nigeria is a lawless country, and that's why army is being deployed by the Chief Bola Tinubu to Edo State to do what? You think is for peace? No, of course, just like Lord K has said, it is not for peacekeeping, and it is not, there is no bandits said happening in Edo State. There is no, what do you call it, no people being destabilized of their farmlands happening in Edo State right now. What is happening in Edo State is an election, it's a civilian democracy where police will do their work. But of course, to give APC the ticket of Edo State, resist, and we know that Edo State is going to resist it. For you, who is the army official who has sent to Edo State, whether you are from Edo State or it is you are an Hausa that has been drafted to Edo State, just know that the way that they want to take over Edo State from Edo State people is the same way that they will take over your own state, and you continue to cry because, of course, you have families who are in hardship right now. So as I'm talking to you, if you are a military man, if you're a personnel in the army, whatever they tell you to do, if it boils down to taking the mandate of the Edo people, resist it and allow Edo people to vote who they wish to be their governor, whom we know is Olumide Akpata. Thank you so much. When we come back again, we'll be have discussions on other trending issues, but for now, the time is up for us to leave this afternoon. In the evening, we'll come back and we'll give you some more of the updates on what is happening. Until then, bye for now.